Does this thing work? So right now I think we're sitting over 200 people still, which last year we were at 109, I think. You know, all week it's been saying historic flooding and all kinds of shit. So it's not like conditions are encouraging anybody to come. So the people that are showing up, they 100% want to be here. But as we get closer and closer, everything going with the weather and being pushed back a day, the fact that they all are showing up still shows that, you know, they're making a hell of an effort just to get here in the first place. So we got sheep and goats and cows, and I think there's even a llama or two. There should be. Doom started from me being someone that goes to ultra events and participating in bike pack racing. I go to some other areas and have really amazing experiences, and I wanted to see that kind of experience in the Ozarks. That first year, convinced 25 people to park in a grass field with a bunch of ticks and ring bells that morning and then go ride 400 miles. But a lot of people are gonna be coming in and they're gonna be really intimidated. You know, it's already this intimidating thing to ride these routes in perfect conditions. It's pretty wild just how little people know about Arkansas. You know, there's a lot of things we can call the Ozarks because it is the Ozarks, but to me, this is the Ozarks, this area. This is the most rugged, remote, it's bigger, badder, everything about it. Each year, a few more people have been interested, and it started to take on its own personality through essentially the riders that have shown up. People are willing to basically do the hardest thing that they've ever done in their life, and the only reason they're doing it is because other people are willing to do it at the same time.
I knew about Doom and like had some other friends who had done it and it seemed really cool. I kind of signed up sort of last minute last year and did it.
I did pretty well at Despair last year, and I worked my way up in a lot of big other ultras last year, so I figured maybe I'll give Doom a try.
It's a big race that I haven't done. I don't know, I kind of like the end of the world.
The only way back is forward. So it's a really great tester of like, how do you work through these dark moments?
I have a good bit of things on my list that I've been wanting to do, and this is one of them. Yeah, and here we are.
I like hard things. And so Doom was purported to be like super hard and dumb and difficult. And so that, I don't know, that's what I'm here to do. So it's hard because of the elevation, but one of the neatest things, it's rowdy.
They call it like a gravel race, but if you look around, there's not a lot of gravel bikes. And it's almost like you're mountain biking the whole time, at least with some of the descents. They're so chunky and loose that you really just gotta hold on for your life, you know, and ride it like a mountain bike trail.
I think all of it's gonna be difficult and challenging. It's easy to look at this route, given the sawtooth in it, and like, dare I say, it's only 400 miles and like 43,000 feet of climbing. Like, trying not to let that fool me, because it's gonna be tough. We'll see how much I like climbing 200-300 miles in.
For me, it's really important to try to keep with my eating schedule. I'm hoping to ride through the night, and that's the hardest part that people struggle to eat. It's a very survival-esque thing, so you just have to be super prepared.
There's not like mountain ranges here. It's just like you're either in the lower part and the upper part, and you're constantly like switching between the two.
Chaos is a regular part of my life, and so it doesn't feel too different to be doing it on a bike ride.
It's a physical challenge for me. I love feeling exhausted. It's also just, I think, the thing where I like feel most at home.
You have to be a little bit crazy to do these things. and calling an event Doom just kind of seems to fully embody that. Is like, we're just going to be hooligans and ride our bikes all night, weather be damned type of a situation.
I called it Doom from the start, so that's not like very inclusive per se, but it's also like anybody in the world that wants to sign up for something called Doom, like, come get it. The distance is right on the cusp of, can you pull it off with no sleep? The best of the best can potentially do the whole thing without sleeping, but they're gonna tap into some serious emotional, almost like spiritual experience as well. I finished creating the first version of the route. I was really excited about the order and sequence of everything, and I got hung up on the name for the longest time. I was tossing and turning, trying to think of a name, and just one night I was like, it's just Doom. Anything else doesn't really describe it well. You can't call it the Ramble or the Showdown or like the Grinder. It's just Doom. And then the people that show up, you know what you're getting into. Thank you everybody for bearing with me as I've changed basically everything that I have been planning for the last 6 months. Everyone that's here tonight is here because they 100% want to be here. So like one more round of applause to all of you. This is a very serious ride. I don't want anyone to underestimate that for any distance. Conditions tomorrow especially, it's very cold to start. And then we're going straight into a very wet environment. So we have multiple distance categories. We have Doom, we have Despair, we have Dismay, and because of this pushback, we now have the fun edition of Dread. Doom and Despair riders should have got a bell in their bag. This is to warn off bad luck and evil spirits. And so the course is hard enough as is, and I want people to succeed. This is one little thing we can do to try to make your luck a little bit better. So you're gonna have your bell, you're gonna have your bike laying down on the ground, have enough space to where you can walk around it. We gotta charge it up. So we're gonna circle around for a minute. I'll let you know when the minute's up, and then you can attach it to your bike. It's all about your mentality going into this. Be calm to the start, okay? If you're already stressed out in your brain, take a breather and think about what's actually going on. This is to help give you a little bit of peace of mind while you're out there. I did this last year. I want to do this one more time to finish off. If you have completed the Doom distance before of any edition, please stand up. If you've completed this route twice, keep standing up. 3 times. And then these guys are back for year number 4, so amazing. I'm gonna keep sitting down because at the end of the day, I'm just a person that loves riding bikes too. And I'm like pretty emotional at the end of all this. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. That's the end of the pre-race.
Balmy and warm, sunny. I love it.
There's a skunk that kept visiting our campsite last night, and eventually several of us just went and slept in the showers. I'm looking forward to charging my gremlin bell, getting my luck loaded up.
So go ahead and get those bikes on the ground. Make sure you have space to walk around your own bike. So if it's too close to another bike, give that bike some space.
People that may live kind of normal day-to-day lives that want to snap out of it. Life itself can be pretty hard. And so having a goal gives them purpose. You know, ultras and bikepacking, it's typically an older crowd in general, and it's harder to make friends as you get older. When you find a bunch of like-minded people, there's such a strong sense of community. Yeah, I think it's just kind of contagious.
There's the effort that people do out there. You know, put in the hard work and inside out, and you know, when you're going crazy, sleep deprivation, all those things. But some of the success that I find is studying the course, like knowing what you're getting into.
I think it takes a certain person to like drive 12 hours to a place that they've never been and want to do this ride. You're going out on a big limb. Like you're trying to expect the unexpected until the unexpected happens. And it's like, well, how do I piece all this together?
The part that I really need to hammer tomorrow is that first 150 miles to Dollar General. My plan is to try and make it there before they close. That's, you know, getting 150 miles done in 14 hours. That's pretty quick for Doom miles. If I have to dig myself into a hole and then recover afterwards, then so be it.
A big part of it is that it's more than just fitness. It's like a heavy metal game of chess. And all the decisions you're making along the way impacts the rest of the game.
I've done a couple big ultras, but like, I have to like tell myself like, okay, I can do 400 miles out here, even though it's gonna be super tough. Goal is to finish. Just got this new bike too. Only ridden it like once or twice, so it's kind of like I'm just going for it, and I'm hoping it's gonna work out at this point. So I try to act like a Jedi in my mind, like the way I think of it. Like anytime I get a negative thought telling me like I can't do it, I just try to like smite it down and like try to only talk positively to myself. It's funny because I feel like I can do it easier at these events than I do like on a normal day-to-day basis. But like if you're constantly giving yourself that positive talk, say there's a big climb, when I get to the top of it, I'm always like, hell yeah, you did that. Everything comes and goes like a wave, you know? It's like you'll ride the high and then like you'll feel the low. But if you can just keep telling yourself that it's gonna pass, it usually does.
My job as I'm a theorist, I think about all of the possible outcomes of everything, basically. Thinking through, oh, what could happen in any context is pretty natural to me. Knowing that things are gonna suck sometimes, stress is probably the biggest hindrance in these things, I think. People are worried about things all the time. It's like, don't worry about it, it's just gonna happen.
19, 20, 21, I got into just like, for a few years, gravel racing, mountain bike racing.
Hell yeah, brother.
but I think this is a good way to break it up and just have like an individual effort. Not trying to think about what other people are doing, or not trying to like hold a wheel, or I need to be with A group, or I need to be with B group, or like if I get dropped here, like I'm not gonna be able to catch them. Let's just throw all that to the side and just have fun with it. Let's just like see how long we could go before we need to sleep. Like how long can we go before the body starts to deteriorate?
Hi, I'm Hal Cuff. I live in the headwaters here, and I created this trail system, started riding in '93, and worked with buddies and expanded it, and I'm thrilled that the race is coming through. These trails are old school gnarly. I got into mountain biking by going out to Colorado and Wyoming, Montana, Utah, on trails that were not machine made. They were not specifically designed for bikes. And I created these trails kind of as a model of how those were. The riders should expect a lot of elevation changes, a lot of gnarly, rocky terrain, some steep climbs and descents, some intense creek crossings, and some really fun, challenging, flowing single track.
Buffalo Headwaters has always been the hardest part of the course as of last year. It wasn't even part of it any of the years prior. Part of that's because I finally got a mountain bike. So the route itself has gotten harder as I've been able to have a bike more capable of doing more stuff out in this area. It's remote, it's heavy metal, it's slow going. I've seen feral pigs out there multiple times.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Shit.
Take your food off. Yeah. All right, I'll get down with it.
It's gonna be exfoliating.
Yeah.
If I can get my fucking sock off.
Okay. It's like warmer than how my feet feel in my shoes.
Yeah, we're gonna make a full pull through the night and see where we are about 200 miles in, and just go from there. Okay, send it for Satan.
Dude. Do we really get wet?
Yeah.
Like, how wet are my feet now? How wet are they gonna be? Multiple creek crossings. I got out here doing Doom because I had done the high country. So I did the high country in 21, and it was pretty taken by Arkansas in general.
Let's go, neoprene socks. Oh man.
So I like climbing, single speed, like the hard work.
It looks more efficient, like how they're doing it. I will say that.
You have to control your headspace to a degree. Expect it to get weird. It's gonna get hard. You gotta fight off some of that, like, man, this sucks. Because there will be multiple moments where you're like, this is dumb. Why do I even do this?
The funny thing is there's probably another creek crossing like, in 30 seconds. Yeah.
But that's just your mind, like trying to make it easier for you. So you got to remember why you're there and keep digging into it and go.
Close enough.
That's the spirit. All right. All right, then.
Each mistake compiles upon itself. You pay the price later. With all the added logistics and amount of planning you need to do ahead of time, that then 3 days prior can get thrown out the window because the whole route changed and then now everybody has to make a brand new game plan. It levels the playing field so quick. Stubbornness and toughness comes into play a lot more. You hear in these one-day gravel races where they're like, it was really a battle of attrition out there. They say it over and over, it was a battle of attrition. Well, are they ever talking about the battle of attrition of not sleeping for 48 hours straight?
Third time's the charm on the punctures, I hope.
It's like something completely different. It's like just a different universe. If you haven't done it before, you may not really understand it. But like once you've played the game once, it's like a drug. It's what it is. It's a drug. And the deeper you get, the deeper you get.
Type 2 out today. Ready to get at it. A little smoother.
If you want to win this race, a lot of it comes down to the resupply. Not only are you in technical hard terrain the whole time, this year it's like you get a good resupply at mile 60 something.
Beautiful day out.
And then if you're a strong rider and you ride through the night, your next resupply may not be until 24 plus hours later. Either you have to be crazy strategic with what you bring from the beginning, or at mile 60, you're then planning for your next 24 hours.
Slice of pizza, my friend. Slice of pizza. Lisa, do you know how to ring up the pizza?
Oh, actually. You guys happen to have super glue?
Super glue? I don't think so. If we did, it would be back there by the office.
We have the best super glue ever. It's on that shelf if we have any. It's perfect.
If you can't prepare for it, you can't prepare for it. So I'm like, to me, being prepared, it means that I generally am aware of like, oh yeah, and this is what I know how to fix that. I work on my own bikes at home, so I know how to fix a bike no matter what. And then just the experience of having done enough of these to know, oh yeah, I could live off of this bike with the food that's in it for 3 weeks if I had to.
Good luck getting that fucker off the rim someday, though. Priorities, right?
doing?
Hey. Doing all the full doom through now, or is Despair still linked up with us? Do you know?
I have no idea. I can't. I got a one-track mind.
There. I got a one-track mind of stop this fucking tire from leaking.
There's gonna be a lot of ravaging going on in there. I'm like, bright-eyed, what do I need right now? Grabbing your comfort stuff, like Gatorades, Cokes, all the things that you can need, and like scarf down right there. But also trying to think about the pleasures that you're gonna want in 50, 60, 100 miles from now too.
Can I get 2 pieces of pizza? And what's that thing in like the burrito looking thing?
That is a jalapeno breakfast burrito.
I will have one of those as well.
That ought to feel good up that seat.
Oh yeah. That'll light the fire in me.
Can I get a piece of pizza?
Yes, sir.
What are these down here?
These are junior cheeseburgers.
I'm gonna grab one of those. There's some places that you'll roll into in the middle of the night that aren't gonna be open. Like restocking as much as you can at mile 70. I think it's gonna be big.
Yeah, dude, I got that cornstarch hookup for the feet. Look at that. That's supposed to be a baby powder. He's like, yeah, cornstarch is good. It's soak up the moisture in my socks.
Nice. Take your shoes off for a minute too. There are some like larger gaps in there that I think a lot of us may not get to. So kind of keeping that in mind and staying ahead of it to be able to refuel yourself and go the extra distance.
This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Pizza and chicken tenders. Do you have the split for the other one?
I don't have the split up.
Dollar General's at 150. They're going to be closed. Wood Springs is at 181.7. That's looking promising.
Thank you, sir.
These chicken tenders to die for.
Brakes just started coming off. That was fun.
Yeah. I'm making tortillas on my feet.
Girlfriend's gonna love this footage.
Right. Just kind of coagulated.
How's everyone's feet doing?
Better now. I feel like I'm at a spa.
Hey, what?
It's up there.
I love bike racing.
Yeah. Whatever it takes to be comfortable.
What? You made it.
What up, Chris? Hey, Chris, you want some cornstarch?
I'll be damned.
I'll be back.
I'll take a slice of pepperoni, please.
They're thinking about it for hours. It's like hours and hours. They're thinking about, oh, when I finally get to the OARC General Store or whatever it is. It's these milestones along the way where maybe they're getting really close to just falling apart completely mentally. They get to it and then it turns into like a hard reset where they feel like a new person leaving it. So it's a roller coaster.
I am feeling really rough. I'm having a lot of issues, but I'm at least gonna ride back to Horseshoe Ranch if anything else happens.
Yeah.
And
you gotta own where you're at. I buy that.
Yeah.
But fill your belly and get
and then just see how I
then
feel.
decide. Yeah.
Matt, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Well, it's pretty hard. You know.
Yeah.
We know that. It is what it is. You know, the truth is too, though. You know this. Weather's getting better.
The weather's getting better.
It's only going to get better.
The weather is not my concern, though. I'm doing fine with the weather. I have just a million other things going on. It's funny, you go out and you're by yourself for, you know, however long a time, but what really makes you want to come back to it is the people doing it. Like, I've kind of thought of these a bit in the past as like you check off this one and you check off another one, and this feels more like you're like communing with the, you know, the same space and all the same people over and over again, which feels really worthwhile. You know, it's an ultra. Things are gonna go wrong. Things are gonna go wrong and drag. So I'm gonna quit complaining. I'll ride my bike and see what happens. It's helped me get over like mental blocks to things like anxiety and fearing any sort of like, you know, social or difficult situation. I'll be okay. I'll feel comfortable through this. You know, I may mess up in some way and have to improve on it, but like, I can push myself through this and I can feel okay. I've been through hard things.
Godspeed, bud.
Gods be with you. So yeah, I think like just some like emotional grit.
You start getting a little poetic or philosophical out there on these long rides. Heaven and hell are playing this insane match of tennis, and you're the ball. And you just get thrown fucking hard from one side of the court to the other. Some of the like rounds heaven wins, and some of the rounds hell wins. You have these moments of pure bliss and you're on cloud nine and you're like, this is ecstasy. This is the most amazing thing of my life. And then you have other moments where you're like, get me the fuck out of here. Why am I doing this? You really don't know who's gonna win the match, if it's heaven or hell. And you have to do the best you can to make sure that it's heaven. You have to stay consistent during the day, but during the night is where you lose time. You just have to lean into it, really is what it is. Kind of have to treat it as a game of Pac-Man. Either you're gonna start gobbling up people in front of you, or they're gonna start gobbling you up.
I really enjoy riding in the night and riding through the night. So that is just like a whole headspace, and I mean, it's kind of weird. It's kind of eerie out there, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
I don't really mentally prepare myself for that. I think like when it comes, I just try to ride until I get really tired, and then maybe I'll like crawl over for a nap, you know, into a ditch or something. I pump up the jams more probably. Look just at my light, you know? I've got like this weird fear of like looking in the trees at night, and I've always like, since I was a kid, like been afraid of like seeing like goblins and stuff in the trees. So I'm like, don't look at the trees, look straight ahead. And like, I don't know, I feel like you get a bit delirious out there. Like you start like hearing noises and you're like, who is that? And so I'm trying not to do that this time, but it's gonna happen, it's inevitable. Woohoo!
Last time during Doom, night 2 got a little interesting. There were some times where I thought that I was several different people, kind of. There was a slight like dissociation that occurred. It was kind of like I was this like a crew of a ship or whatever, and there were like several members of the crew doing different things. So it was like there was the engine room, you know, that was like my stomach, my legs, and there was like the navigator, and that was like my eyes looking at the Garmin, and then there's like the people shoveling coal into the engine, and that was like the grabbing food and eating it. And it was kind of like those different parts of me were like speaking to each other in a bit. It was a trip. Like you're going somewhere else in your mind.
So like throughout the day, everybody got wet, and going into the night, this is gonna be the hardest like 10 hours of the entire event, because then we start getting warmer and sun comes out tomorrow. Everybody knows at this point anybody could drop out, anything could go wrong. So even if you're in 7th place, next thing you know you could be contending for first. For Doom, they just have to ride for much further to get to what is their version of the cabin, and that's a big ass gymnasium 180 miles in. Tom's in the lead, and the earliest he's going to get there is over 20 hours into the ride. Yep. And so all these other people, they're not getting into it until after the sun's already come up. So that means they have to go through the entire night and the worst, coldest part of it all, unless they find a way to strategically sleep prior. Mm-hmm. Tom, pretty early on, said he was going to maybe just ride with everything he needed for 400 miles as far as food.
Hours. My derailleur is killing batteries in about 6 hours when they're supposed to last like 30.
How was Creek crossing?
Oh, there've been a bunch, but that's fine.
I went down there Saturday, and I said, it better go down a lot pretty soon because it's not good right now.
Oh, I had a pretty fast-moving one that was slightly above my knees, and I was like, that's a little sketch.
So I got some water in there, bathroom, cot, whatever you want.
I don't quite have enough food to just do the whole damn route without a resupply, so I'll probably have to pull off at McCormick's.
I got a couple of scratch bars here if you want them.
Would that be a difference maker? It might mean I don't have to do the off-route resupply at McCormick's. I have to go start to finish, basically, without a resupply. Holy shit, 400-mile route without a resupply. Oh, thank you. Oh, do you have a trash can?
Yeah, just throw it on the ground. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
From what I saw on the tracker, you're doing pretty good.
I started 15 minutes behind, actually. Problem is, I'm going to end up single speeding for the last, like, probably 100 miles or more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need a head start on him. It's gonna suck.
Did you crash out at all?
You sleep crash out, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I haven't slept.
Okay.
I don't think I will. I would assume Dexter isn't going to. I started with 4 fully charged batteries. I should only need 2. And it's just draining them.
So you can manually adjust it?
Yeah, I have like get off the bike, put the battery in, shift, then take the battery out. Yeah, well, I'll just put it in one gear and then keep pedaling.
All right, good luck to you. Take it easy. I don't want to get something started here. Everybody stops and leaves a pile of a 55-gallon drum worth of trash at the end of the day. I live up the hill, and I bought this about 10 years ago for a motorcycle dual sport hostel. But when you guys came through, the Doom Ride came through last year, I go, well, I didn't know they were putting on a Doom Ride. I could have thrown some shit out there for them. My wife's a big biker, so she's got the sympathy. And I said, well, and then I saw it on Facebook or something, and I said, oh, it's coming up, so I'll throw a sign out there. Then my damn well broke on me, so it's like, oh, great, no plumbing. So I got like 5 gallon buckets in there. So you can, if somebody needs to use the bathroom, I don't find out the hard way that they did. So, anyway.
It's a big confidence boost to know that you can do these things. Knowing that, yeah, I can ride my bike all night, sure. I mean, it might suck at points, but I can do it. And it teaches you a lot about how you respond to when things don't go your way, when things are hard, and teaches you a lot of patience. I think I'm a much, much more patient person than I was when I started racing these things. And kind of like learning to sort of let go of control of some things and just accept that, oh, yeah, it'll all work out.
I'm pretty good at accessing, you know, these like parts of my brain that like where you can just go off and be in your own world and be joyous for 48 hours straight. But figuring out what is a good reason to quit is another tough point. What is going to cause lasting harm where I'm not going to be able to ride my bike or do physical things in the future, and knowing what is quitting because this is hard. And that's a really tough decision to make sometimes.
So I had tons of little things go wrong, as it turns out, like everyone did in this crazy edition of this already crazy event. Like, missed so many resupplies, I was like, I bet I can get here in this time. Missed St. Joe. And after feeling rough when I got into the Wood Springs Community Center, I just felt like crap. And after a little while, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try taking a quick nap. Felt worse. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to like get the rest that I need in order to like get there in time. I need to work on organization and the planning side for these things. There's a lot of bad luck I had leading up to it, but also I could have made my own luck more and left fewer things up to chance. So there's always things to learn and improve on, and that keeps me coming back to wanting to do this.
I go through all the emotions out there. Things start to break down, your body starts to break down. Like, I cry once or twice. Like, I cry a few times during really long endeavors, and it just happens. Like, that's just part of it. Like, you be crying and smiling at the same time, like laughing, and things get weird out there, and it's amazing in all the ways. I know my son's gonna be just dot watching before school, after school. Whenever I get service, I'm gonna text him, see how he's doing. I like that a lot. That like gives me a huge mental boost, and it like makes me smile when you don't want to smile. Being able to hopefully complete this and show him and like share these experiences with him, and like the ups and the downs and the emotions and like the good and the bad, and like this was so rad, this sucks so much, dude. It's like just having it in the back of my mind, like I am doing this for myself, but I'm also doing this for him too. Like that's sweet, and it means a lot to me.
Doom, I mean, it's hard, but this is cool. This is like a memory. This is a neat thing. We're lucky to get to do this. I hope that a lot of people, and I think that most of the bikepacking people really can lean into that. They're all as hard as you make it, but this has all of the attributes that are gonna put the challenge out there in front of you. They're the ones you don't forget, and that next time you're in a pickle or you're in like, oh my gosh, it's another 2,000 foot climb. Well, that's okay, you did that at Doom.
Dude, I wish I could race with everybody, because with Ultra, a lot of the times, so much of the final result is dependent on the other people that are there that are willing to push you.
Crazy, the whole gang's back together. Yesterday was kind of bleh. It was wet. We rode until like 4:30. We tried to ride 50 miles from, where did we try to ride from? Compton to St. Joe. Took us like 7 hours. It was the longest 50 miles of my life. Tried to go sleep in an outhouse, and the outhouse was flooded. And then to get to the outhouse, it was like peanut butter mud. So that was like a horrible detour. Took a lot of time. It's been buck wild, but we're here. We slept in a post office.
You know why stuff hurts. There's not much that's feeling good on me right now. Nope.
Do I stretch it, Jorts?
Yeah, stick the bottom on, and then as you go up, like do one of these things, like pull it and apply it. Yeah, so like stick it down here.
Yep.
And then like stick it around to get some good like contact patch.
Purchase. Yep.
Yeah, and then like as you pull it up, apply it.
Yeah. I'm not very good at this.
You know, I thought whenever those two big planes flew over,
I kept telling myself,
you know you're in the middle of nowhere when those planes are flying that low.
Right, because they're not worried about anything.
Nothing. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna start moving.
King's Cup was like the only one that we could. My Ed went out hard, son.
Everyone that comes to Doom is super cool, in my opinion. Everyone seems like they're like crunchy and like they want to go outside and have fun. Like it's like the type of people you see sitting around a campfire. Like everyone's just interested in the same things. I haven't met a bad person yet in this community at any race I've been to. It kind of seems like everyone has the same interest, and everyone's like a bit crazy. You don't meet someone at these things who's just like normal and boring. I feel like at the end of the day, like they're a bit wacky.
I think that's his pack.
He's like, man, it's light. I just feel him breezing.
So should I take it to him? Or is that like support?
Let's do it. Is that support? I think riders can help riders. I heard that once.
I'll hand it to Jorts and make him ride back here. I'm not making him do anything. I'll take it though. Hey, you're missing something.
Literally the exact reason you do not get high until you're ready to ride a bike.
So you have all your stuff on.
Everything.
Yeah.
You could have just waited for me.
Natalie, we'll see you out there.
Alrighty. Bye.
It's funny because like I do get this confidence boost afterwards, and then it like goes away after like a week or two. That's why it's hard to like keep like bringing that confidence and mentality to each race every time I show up. It seems like it just kind of disappears, and then I like do each race to build it back up. It is a drug. It's so silly. I might be an addict, who knows? I definitely am addicted to this shit. Because every time I do it too, I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
Camera shy. It's a lot of, you get your feet dry and then it times up a nice water crossing and then they're not dry no more.
I haven't seen anybody in like hours.
Sure, it's special to the people at the very pointy end, but it's also special to the people that are just pushing their limits to whatever that may be. Maybe they're planning on sleeping more and they're not trying to do it on sleep deprivation. But it's still a journey of a lifetime for a lot of people, or it's like the biggest thing they've ever done.
I always find something to like make me believe in myself. I have two legs, they can move, I have a heart that's pumping. I think that's what I really thrive on, is like the ability to be able to do this is really fun, and be able to get to travel and see Arkansas. 40 hours, no sleep. Yay! Yeah, I tried last night, but it was too cold, so I closed my eyes for like 10 minutes and then was shivering, so I was like, I'm gonna go ride instead. You up for the night?
I'm gonna keep going.
The culture of ultra racing is pretty incredible because you're in it for survival, but you're in it to experience it with people. You all are there just suffering like dogs and going through your moments, and everyone has their different ways of experiencing it. But you're all there doing the same thing. And so there's just, it's almost like there's no words to explain that feeling.
All right, so Doom taking this rig out of commission. Broke 3 spokes. I have no rear brake. I mean, it's been an interesting 180 miles. And now I think my free hub's totally shot. Somebody was like, dude, how's this bike still rolling? I was over here like, I've been like hanging it on tree limbs, truing it. And I'm like, that's pretty straight. Let's run with this, you know. 50 miles, another one breaks. I'm like, all right, let's true it one more time.
Whatever the last downhill was, he's bombing down, and I'm just like, guy, you know your like wheels wonky, right? And he's like, yeah, I tried to true it in a tree. And I was like, you fucking didn't. Like, you didn't true it. It's pretty bad, dude. He said, I didn't know he didn't have 4 spokes.
Next year, man, love it out here though.
Cycling in general transforms everybody. And the way we get through these mental hardships are so good for our decision-making processes through life. You have to distinguish against, like, okay, is this injury or is this just pain? Sometimes your brain tries to make it an injury. There have been many times already that I was like, you know, I'm gonna get to Whit Springs and I'm just gonna call it. You just have to keep going. The calling for me is just getting to ride my bike. I think going through all the hardships I did, a lot of it for me is my eating disorder. It's something I've always had, and I once thought I'd never have it again. But it's still there. Like, we all have things we need to work on mentally. I see a lot of the general theme of the riders have gone through something super hard in life. Divorces, deaths, mental problems, and I think those moments, as much as they suck, in the moment they really kind of feed this fire to finish this. Because if you can get through this, you can get through anything.
So he'll be a minute or two.
You just saw him come down?
He's about to be at the bottom of the flag.
We got some cowbells. I got this big ass one I'm gonna be ringing. Here's one right here.
Let's go, Tom!
The longest finish shoot of all bike pack history. Over the course of the event, I started like waiting till the last switchback to start ringing, but yeah. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. 7:44 a.m. Good shit, dude.
Thank you. In there.
Very special award this year.
Thank you.
Everybody, first place Doom. Come take a seat in the throne over here. I'll bring your bike over to you.
It's funny, I don't know that I've ever finished one of these and felt dead.
Lead it like so. 2 days, 44 minutes.
Like, the adrenaline obviously is a factor, and the relief. But like, usually at the finish, I'm like feeling really good.
I want to get your name up here, so we've been writing down everybody's finishing time, so we haven't started the Doom sheet yet. If you're going to be obviously top line on the Doom sheet.
Oh boy. Oh my god, how do the single speeders freaking do it? When you're spinning out, your ass is just like boing, 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 and then you're not spinning out, you're grinding your knees are freaking ready to kill you.
Alright, it's a Sharpie, and you're... It's the best part for sure.
Barely fits.
2 days, 44 minutes. Because you know every mile that they've covered, and you can relate to all the experiences that they had. And so you see that release of emotion and endorphins and everything, and you're just like, fuck yeah, man. Like, The women, the men, the whoever it is, the single speeders, the geared, it's everybody does something really crazy.
Yeah, dude!
For some, it's life-changing. It really is. That sounds cheesy or cliche, but I've seen it time and time again where someone's just like, I never thought I could do something like this. And I had no idea coming into this that it was of that caliber of experience, but here I am now. Then you see them just back in normal day-to-day life where it's like, I'm quitting my fucking job. I quit. I've been here for 10 years and I hate this shit. I quit. And then they start up their own business, or it's just it's really impactful.
Way to keep duking it out all the way to the end.
Yeah.
That was a really, really strong effort.
Seeing people finish, it's just it's a big celebration. It doesn't really matter what their time is. It's if you go do that journey, that's a novel in itself. For some people, there's a lot more chapters because they're out there for longer.
I had a whole pizza. And I didn't eat for 80 miles before that.
Others, they have a shorter book, but it's pretty insane what's written within those chapters, and that's the way I see it. Yeah.
I can barely write.
How's it going, Neil? If you see Justin, don't tell him I'm close.
Well, there's not a goddamn thing in my body doesn't hurt.
You can't outrun him. I'm tired. My foot's pretty messed up. I don't know what happened, but my ankle's been getting a lot of impact, the inside of my ankle. So it kind of hurt on those descents back there, but I think I have a lot of adrenaline right now, so probably won't feel it till tomorrow. This is the final boss, the final doom boss.
You've been doing a really long bike ride and you're at the very end. If you're able to stand up, we're gonna walk really slow together and then it's over. Does anything hurt?
My face.
Your face? Let me see. Turn this on. Okay.
What bike ride was I doing? That bike looks good. Damn, what the fuck did I do to myself?
We're gonna keep sitting here. Let's take her helmet off very slowly if we can. Okay.
Was that racing or something?
You were, baby. Yeah. We're gonna take things really easy for a second, okay? Can you wiggle all your fingers? Okay. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Is anything? What hurt, babe? We're gonna follow this light, okay? I want you to hold hold this with one hand. We're gonna very slowly walk this way, okay?
That's my helmet.
Walk real slow. Don't worry about that. Olivia, get to service, and I think you know the number to call. Yeah.
What did I just do?
You just ate shit on the last descent and I'm sorry, He remembers her name and where she's from, and that's about it. She's currently walking to the main parking lot. It's gonna sit down. And we think it's best that if we can get emergency services here to at least further evaluate the situation in case we need an evac.
Yeah, she got pretty mid to high grade hit, blow in the face. She was answering questions, but yeah, so we're gonna go to the trading post and kind of wait for them to kind of evaluate her and go from there. But
Could I have somebody go to the Trading Co. parking lot and be ready to direct EMS over this way?
You want that?
Yep.
All right.
What I really am happy about is that you still know your name.
Yeah.
And you know where you're from. That's really great signs.
Yeah.
And I know this is incredibly confusing.
Yes.
Yes. So luckily we have pros on the way to come take care of you.
It's tight.
Yeah. So.
What the fuck happened to me? I just fell over? I was on my bike or I was walking?
You're on your bike.
Oh.
Shredding the gnar.
That makes it a little better. I was like, did I hurt myself from walking? I would.
Yeah, you were doing something
cool,
don't worry.
She does have a helmet. She does remember her name, but
She did despair last year and got first for the women and placed really high up overall. And I remember her being like, I don't really want to do more of that.
Right now, I don't have a concept of
who's
much.
And then she went and did a ride across the entire state of Colorado, first for the women, and placed really well overall. And then she's like signing up for all these bikepacking races.
No asthma, no. She just rode 400 miles, and this is the last. Yeah, she's
on mile 399 of 400. So.
Damn, that sounds like some shit I would do.
How old are you?
Hey, 1 second. We're gonna stop right here real quick. Hey, amazing work. We have Natalie took a really nasty fall, and she's at the top right now. She lost consciousness, so we're just gonna really discreetly come up this final bit. What you did, you had an amazing ride, and I praise the hell out of you. But like in this moment, we're not gonna do any cheering or anything, and we're just gonna quietly go up. But I just wanted to. What happened? She's at the top, so she crashed on the very final turn, and she hit her head and lost consciousness. EMS is on the way, and we have an officer here taking care of her until the ambulance shows up. But I know you shared a lot of miles with her during.
Dude, I tried to catch her all today, and
yeah.
She had the fire in her.
She did.
Yeah.
She throttled all the way to the limit, and that limit was one turn before the final climb.
She needs to get on gravel bikes. She only rides mountain bikes.
Yeah.
She's insanely strong.
She is.
Yeah. Get going and get off this goddamn bike.
Yep.
What keeps you putting on this event and making it happen every year?
I don't know. It just has to happen. It's that's a tough question.
Yeah, there's showers right there and chili right there.
That's really it. I mean, that's the answer. It's just it's the community. There's so many layers to it, but yeah, it's a special group of people.
Hello. What's your name, young lady?
Natalie.
Can you tell me what happened?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
honestly, no, I cannot remember what happened right now.
Okay. In this weird way, I feel like I steer the ship, but at the same time, I just like step to the side, and then there's a whole bunch of people that are like, well, let me take a pull at steering the ship a little bit. And then I step in, I'm like, well, that's going a little too far that way, let's go this way a little bit. And then 50 other people step in, they're like, we're gonna do this. And
I'm gonna take a look at your face, open your eyes, look at me.
it's like one of those things where it's built such a legacy that I would love to see it go forever.
Some other legends of doom that are holding a table in front of you with this finisher sheet. If you're able to, you're gonna write your name right here.
Can I do my nickname?
You can do your nickname. It might be more fitting than ever right now.
I was doing Doom.
Yep. You were the first woman to make it here. And not only that, you were top 10 in the entire field. And like half of the people scratched altogether because the conditions were so hard. And here you are at the finish line. Did something fucking badass.
Well, I might not know who I am, but Mom didn't raise a bit.
Fuck yeah.
What the hell did I do to myself? Was I snoozing? Was I coughing some Z's? I was riding my bike.
It brings like a bunch of rad people together doing rad things together, which is awesome.
15 times. Because he couldn't figure
It's like, yeah, it's cool to intertwine yourself with these things and those people and like be a part of it, even if it's in like a minuscule way.
Fuck yeah, man.
We can improve on that. But that was rad.
Andrew really nailed it with the Doom thing. Number one, it's just enticing, just all of the imagery around it and that sort of thing. And it leads right into what I was talking about, like enjoying hard stuff.
Good stuff, dude. Enjoyed watching you.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was real fun.
Nice work.
It's always good to finish. One's like Doom, since it's a loop, and then there's a whole crew and that sort of thing. It was a fantastic feeling at the end of it.
Justin?
Yeah, did he pass out already?
Yeah, he got up to a cabin.
I'm so proud of him.
Dude, he had
15 years ago, riding my bike more than 20 miles was like, that was some pretty good work for me. So I've worked up to this, so, you know, that kind of thing makes me lean into it and really enjoy it, and I get that feedback out of it.
Natalie got taken over to Harrison, to the hospital, and Jesse ended up giving an update later, which was really nice of him, and he said she remembers now, exclamation point. She requested we send this to you, and she said she's just bummed she didn't get to celebrate. So really nice note, and put all of us a lot more at ease. Whenever I was finally taking a nap between some finishers, one of the rare moments to sleep, I heard some knocking on the door, and I opened it up, and it was Jesse, and he said that she wanted to pick up her award in person. And so yeah, we came out to the truck, and there she was, standing there smiling, and gave her a big ol' hug, gave her her first place Women Doom custom trophy, and talked to her for a while, and yeah, she was a lot more herself, and it was really awesome.
I see some people get more confidence in themselves. I hope those people are like, man, to show up here and see all these other people here and sit in the barn loft and feel that energy, and to take off on a bike ride that has borderline freezing temps. Like, that's something I would never do by myself, but for whatever reason, I came here and was willing to even start. That's my hope, is that people show up, and no matter what it is, they're like, yeah, that was worth it. And simple as that.
When you get into one of these groups, there's only a couple ways you can get out. One is death, the other is mental institution.